Hi friends, welcome to Hits and Pits with a bowl of cherries. I'm a bowl of cherries and I'm giving you the hits and the pits from all of RuPaul's Drag Race around the world. Get into it. It's your new favorite show, or maybe it's not. I don't care. First of all, I just need to tell you that I'm dressed up like Spanky Jackson today because we gotta catch up on a lot of stuff. We gotta catch up on some Drag Race Down Under, Canada's Drag Race, multiple episodes, Philippines, multiple untucks. We gotta just jump right into it. So, first of all, let's just get into this dress. It's definitely a cute dress that fits me for sure. It's just, it's definitely fitted for my body. So, just giving a little of that. Okay? Alright, so talking about Drag Race Down Under, I have to preface this with, I started this first episode and then I tagged it to Queen Kong, like, hey Queen Kong, look at this thing that I made. And I'm like, then I was very, like, do I want people to watch this? Who am I putting this up for? And I've got a bunch of new followers and subscribers to the channel, so like, hey, subscribe to the channel, thank you so much. Anyways, after putting that out and putting it on to Queen Kong, being like, hello, after Queen Kong's like, how come Busty's not reviewing this? I went through this existential crisis of like, oh man, who am I to even put this out? And let me tell you who I am. I am a 20-year veteran of singing, acting, dancing, and just all-around performing from top to bottom, all levels of producing. Like, I'm more qualified than a lot of people to give notes. So if you agree with me, hell yeah, leave me a message down there. If you disagree with me, hell yeah, leave me a message down there. But just remember who you're talking to, because you probably are not qualified to give me notes in real life. Okay? Check the CV. The last episode I did the first 3 episodes of Down Under all being at the same time. So then I have to go back to my birthday episode. I watched it and I was drunk that day, and it was the Snatch game. And I have to tell you that I didn't necessarily miss that much in the Snatch game. I'm gonna go back and talk about, first of all, let's start off with RuPaul's incomprehensible Ru-mail. She just says, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? They don't get it. It doesn't make sense. She's coming off nuts. I love it. They're doing a work through and RuPaul says to Beverly, are you considered funny by your friends? And I just am like, oh my God, this sets up the next several episodes of just them roasting Bev all the time to her face. Like, then as they're going through, Minnie Cooper is telling RuPaul all the dramaticals about what's going on with Beverly, which I just find really funny, really messy. It's kind of like my overall note for season 2 is like, you're gonna have whatever you want to talk about and this is what you're gonna talk about. You know what I mean? So instead of talking about how funny you want to be or how you're gonna approach the thing, you're gonna spend your time, Minnie, talking to RuPaul about how Beverly sucks. And it just is like, this is the show now. It's now you're making a show about this. Anyway, it's Raven and Reese that are the guests in the Snatch game. I didn't really take that many notes on the Snatch game, except for Hannah did great. Obviously she won. She did Liza Minnelli. She had jokes. She was wacky. She was crazy. She did a callback joke. Minnie Cooper playing Ellen. It was bad. We had Queen Kong playing Nene Leakes. I mean, it wasn't great. We had Yuri Guy playing Courtney Love. She's one of the only ones, her and Spanky Jackson playing Barry Humphries were the only ones that I even thought were passable. Bev as Val Garland, bad. Molly as Orville Peck, bad. It was remarkable. It was like another, with season 14 Deja Sky, Hannah was the only one that did good. It was over, so I didn't talk about that. So the runway category is Cirque du Soleil. RuPaul comes out, maybe that explains Ru's look. She's looking like she's in a community production of Into the Woods or some shit. Maybe she's a lion tamer, maybe she's whatever. To me, the look is a pit. And I'm on my Spanky Jackson shit today, so, okay. So Minnie Cooper comes out, she's on Heelys, which is crazy. She's like a tripped out clown, but she's not giving drag to me, she's just giving clown. To me, the look is a pit. So Queen Kong comes out in this really rich feather coat, like it's just really cool looking, bearded lady. She looks really rich. And she reveals to underneath is open, she's like naked, she has like a bearded merkin as well. To me, it looked better before she opened the coat. So it's a hit, but before she opened the coat. Spanky Jackson comes out, she's giving fashion clown. She's dressed as this thing. She showed a reference of it. It looks like the reference, so she's not just giving, crazy out of pocket. It's a little unfitted. She loves to not wear pads. Maybe she'll wear a corset, but she's not gonna wear these boobies, and she's not gonna wear pads. And you can't tell her. You can't tell her, okay? For me, the look is a hit. Yuri Guy comes out in like a pearl girl outfit. She has removable pasties. It kind of strips down. She's giving tattoo lady underneath. It's really grungy and rock. It's a cool look. It's a hit. Beverly Kills comes out as a lion, or she's the lion tamer, or she's both. She's got a lion thing. She's got a lion jewel. She's, big hair or something. She's cracking a whip. To me, she's got this stretch fabric dress, and then the bottom of the dress is hanging on weird, so it's like bunching up in a weird way with the mermaid skirt on the bottom. To me, the look is a pit. Molly Poppins comes out and she's giving club kid. She's giving kind of tripped out, but she's giving loofah boobies. So Tareen from the other season of Philippines, and Molly Poppins and Vivian Vanderpuss on that earlier, giving loofah boobies, noodle boobies. That's what she's giving, is loofah boobies on her hoo-ha and loofah boobies on her thing. And then it's like a cage skirt. To me, it's like almost there. It's just, it doesn't quite hit it for me. It's like a bodysuit with some shit hanging off it. It's not quite detailed enough. Ooh, it's a pit. Then Hanaconda comes out dressed up as also type of like a clown. She's given magenta from Rocky Horror. She has this really red hair. Her mug adds to her look. Her mug doesn't look separate from her look. Her mug makes her look more complete, and really cool makeup. She has this, crazy looking umbrella. She's walking the runway in character, giving dynamics, giving presence. It's a hit. Minnie and Bev end up being in the bottom, and it's a really weird lip sync because Bev is taking it so seriously. She's just running down the cheeks. She does give like a fierce right at the beginning. She's giving hold stillness. So she's giving really intense, but then it's really weirdly juxtaposed by Minnie Cooper's like really manic. She's just going ba 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 ba, pulling of energies where Bev is taking it so serious and Minnie's not taking it seriously at all. Just gave a weird performance. Minnie Cooper ends up going home, and that is Snatch Game episode. Oof. Okay, so moving on to episode 5. Episode 5, Bosom Buddies of Drag Race Down Under, season 2. So coming back into the workroom after Minnie's elimination, she says on the mirror, "Thanks for being so kind, Yuri, Spanky, and Queen." And the other girls, Bev, Hannah, and Molly, are like gooped, and they're like, "Why would they say that?" And the other girls are like fully laughing. That shit's hilarious. Minnie giving the dramaticals, even stirring the pot as she left. They're all sitting around talking about her, So then this is what I wrote here. Beverly talks and talks and talks next. And I wrote, she's either really entitled or she's got demons, gal. Like, I think that she maybe has to like perform for her parents, or she has to like really be on top of like this perceived perception of like succeeding and winning. She has to like really live up to this unrealistic expectations maybe, but she's just giving like, I'm talking about myself. She's looking for justification from these girls so hard that I wrote it down at the beginning of this episode. And then what's funny about it is that Yuri just keeps shutting her down. Beverly is like, "I'm just great, I'm a lip sync assassin, da 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 da," and Yuri's like, "You're in the bottom almost, like what are you talking about?" And so what's telling, like in Canada's Drag Race about Fierce Delicious, is the way the girls are reacting to Yuri laughing, just cracking up about, well, you're just in the bottom the most. And so she's really striving for this perfection, and just Yuri shutting her down. Anyway, it's funny. So then they get to the reading challenge. Queen Kong had some reads, and for that reason, she was the best one and won. But everybody was bad, and to the point where I'm like, do sometimes people throw the reading challenge so that they don't come off as mean on TV? Like, if I could be that quick in real life, like, I would be as mean as I fucking could. You know what I mean? But I'm not that fast sometimes. Like, I'll come up with this shit next week. I'll be like, and that'll tell you, So So then we get into this continuing of Bev's behavior. It's just this lack of self-awareness where Beverly in her confessional says she's tired of embarrassing herself with these acting and comedy challenges. You said that, girl. Nobody was saying that. You are the one that said that, and you offered that up as a narrative. You put that into your confessional and your challenges. Like, nobody's putting that much pressure on you but you. They announced the group challenge. Queen Kong grabs the other two girls around her, and then the other girls are left. It's the girl group challenge. As they go into rehearsals, they're talking about their lyrics. Beverly gets into a fight with Queen Kong, who says that she's not being nice, she's not being motherly. Queen Kong is getting pissed and saying that Beverly is projecting onto her and saying that that's not how she really is. Don't tell me how to act and all that type of shit. So Beverly says that Queen Kong is scared, and then she's like, oh, she sent Aubrey home. Like, oh, that's his challenge. So now she's shading her other sister. Like, this is just Beverly, like, she's just knocking everybody else under the bus. It's like this ongoing behavior throughout these episodes. Like, that's what the show is about Beverly being like nuts. They do rehearsals with Michelle. The way that Beverly is going, da 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 da, and Michelle just goes, stop. Okay. And then later Beverly says, I'm a rapstress. Michelle's like, calm down. Hilarious. Mwah. So funny. And then at the moment where Molly does her take and she goes, oh, we don't need to do it again. And Michelle's like, no, when you do it right, you don't need to do it again. And then there's a moment where their bitches are sitting there and they're like, okay, so funny, so funny. They're in rehearsals. The first group is having more chemistry. They're just having more fun. You can tell that they're just trying to get into a flow. They're not worried about steps. They're not worried about whatever. The second group is more worried about 5, 6, 7, 8, trying to hit this perfect stuff. And Beverly is more worried about her 5, 6, 7, 8 than she is about making her overall team look good. So then they come in the next day. They're talking about the drama from before. Beverly's like, no, but da 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 da. And Queen Kong is like, And Spanky Jackson is just sitting there with her head in her hands like, oh my God. Like, that's what the show's about now. It's just about everybody being mad all the time. Anyways, it's been episodes and episodes. And like, that's what the show's about. So the first group, Babs, wins the challenge. The broke ass bitches wins the challenge of bosom buddies, shading each other in the girl groups. They just have more of a fun time. They look more cohesive together. The other girls, Beverly left them out to dry. And it's like she doesn't even have this awareness. Like, she's talking later and she's like, oh, okay, I'm safe. But she doesn't realize that she's the one that put those other girls in the bottom by taking on this challenge and then having them not be able to do it like her. So I don't know if she doesn't realize that or if they just not show her realizing that. But that would be what my note is, Bev, is that like they were in the bottom because of your ass. You know what I mean? Like, take a note from Precious, Paul, and Nicole in the girl group challenge from before, okay? And they give Beverly feedback about looking really sharp and good in the challenge, but to me, she just left the other girls behind and she's so focused on only making herself look good that to me, I could see it in the performance and it didn't look good to me. Like, so we gotta talk about RuPaul's orange runway look. It's weird structured onto the torso to make her look boxy in a way that RuPaul is not boxy. It's not lined in the back, so we're seeing the white lining in the back. I don't get how this look is passable, but we just need to talk about it. Okay, so the runway is belts, buckles, and chains. Queen Kong comes out with pink and black belts. She's got her hair stitched up into it like a pony afro on top. Queen Kong looks great. Spanky Jackson comes out, and this is why I'm honoring her today, because Spanky Jackson comes out in this like a loose-fitting, floppy pink bodysuit, and the tits are wrong. The tits are too high and forward. She looks nuts. What I was sitting there thinking is, it's like from when you first start a show to opening night and they gotta cinch that shit back up 2 inches. But I guess that's on brand because they were loving it. Hanaconda comes out in this dress that's this belt, buckles coming in. It looks really classy. Her makeup looks really great. Her hair is twisted up into this braid on top. Her look altogether is very editorial. It looks really cool. It's a hit. Beverly comes out in denim with a bunch of chains jangling down, and she says it's an homage to the Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake denim era. She's like fanning her big skirt back. She's got a big like cowboy hat. Like, to me, it's just like, it's a pit. And the reason is, it just needs a little bit of editing. Yuri Guy comes out giving snake chains. Like, the makeup is cool. It looks really cool. It looks like she has fangs. To me, the metallic sheen of the fabric took away from the chains a little bit. So for that reason, it's like, it's a pit. I'm gonna have to say it's a pit, because if it's belts, buckles, and chains, it's not giving, snake skin. So then Molly Poppins comes out in this blonde with black streaks. She got the rocker chick hair. She's got the chains on the bust. She's got her chains hanging off in like a cutaway skirt. To me, I really like this look. It's giving rocker chick. It's giving personality. It's fun. I like it. It's a hit. Then they have a really good product placement moment with a folding flip screen phone by Samsung. It's Yuri versus Molly Poppins in the bottom. To me, this is a great lip sync. I thought they both fed off of each other's energy, and they both had just a lot of sustained emotion. They fueled each other, and it got sexier as it went along. It was like they were really battling. It ends up being that Molly Poppins wins, and that is the episode. All right, so now we are on Drag Race Down Under Season 2, Episode 6. This is their Hometown Hunnies Challenge. They come in and Bev says that what they're about to do is not her forte. And after this, she said she's embarrassed herself on this challenge, this and that is not her forte. It's like, girl, it's giving Bianca Del Rio to Trinity. What are you good at? Quickly. And then RuPaul is talking to Spanky Jackson, and she says that she's from Harmiston North, or she just says it epically wrong, and watching Spanky kind of like, yes, just kind of eat it is really fun. So then RuPaul is talking about Muriel's wedding to Bev, and Bev has no idea what she's talking about, which I think was her first sign of danger, girl. You just sit there and go, okay, yes. But she said, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. Girl, Muriel's wedding, it's a very famous. RuPaul in the feedback critique says that Molly's Newcastle gig is really sad, which... So they're doing stuff, and Bev opens the floor for feedback and then immediately gets offended. I think his hand jumps right down her throat. It's the dramaticals that we know and love. She's like, bitch, just listen to the notes. They've been openly reading her. Like RuPaul, the girls, like on all these read-through, like they're just sitting here like openly reading her, and then she asks for input and she's like, we've been, what do you, like, it's a lot. So Bev has an emotional moment, and Spanky is, going over to her, building her up, helping her get her head back in the game. And to me, it just seems like Spanky is the only one that realizes that she's going to be on TV. I think everybody else is not aware that these cameras are looking at them and recording everything that they say and do. So they go into rehearsal. Queen Kong is giving a mess. She's frazzled. Her performance is like, Spanky comes in. She's just having a good time. She's messing around with the pit crew. It's fun for Spanky. Hannah comes in a really cute outfit, flowery, her hair and makeup looking done. You know what I mean? When she comes in, she looks done. And her makeup looks like a part of it every time. Molly comes in. She has the most scenes to shoot. She's getting very frantic. And then she falls over and she's giving no panties. She's giving no panties. No panties. So then as they're painting to get ready for the thing, Beverly gets into her stories about how her family does push her very much into perfection, that she has to always like live up to this shit that her family lays out. And then Queen Kong says that she didn't get to know her older trans sister because of, homophobia and transphobia in the family. Her elder sibling did not make it, and she's kind of pissed off that she didn't get the opportunity to get to know her family in that way. So it's like they're really opening up and sharing a lot of their vulnerability and their background stories, and it's really, a moving moment from both of them. So RuPaul comes out in a gorgeous black gown. It's a hit for me. And the runway is swimsuit edition. Queen Kong comes out. She's giving a specific reference of La Fanua, a goddess of, a goddess of the seas who is swimming. She has a big ankh with braids done up in her hair, and she really stomps the runway. Really, really cute, really confident. It's a hit. Spanky Jackson comes out giving Pam Anderson realness. She's dressed up like a lifeguard. As Reese says, it's the most polished that she has been. It's a hit for me. Molly Poppins comes out, and it's like, it's a swimsuit, it's a hat. It's a little bit plain for me, but what saves it for the overall effect for me and makes it a hit for me is that the shoes. It's the shoes coming up the straps of the leg. For some reason, just makes that come together for me. It's a hit. Then Hannah Conda comes out in like a blue alien jumpsuit. She also has crazy boobies. Hers are a little more triangular than mine, not quite. But she has crazy cone boobies, and the fabric of the front of her tuck looks meaty, but it's like I don't know, the front of the pooch looks weird there. And I don't know why, if it's blue bodysuit, why she's not blue. I get that maybe you're not wanting to show your skin or to show your body in that way. It's a hit for me though. It's put together. Her mug is right. Her colors are right. It's a hit. Beverly Kills comes out. She's also getting like a gold. So they said it's a meter maid. She's getting like a gold coast, and then she takes this thing off. It's like she has all these gold coins. It's like with the thing and the gold coins and the stuff. It's just like the other look of I was saying. It's just like it's like too many things that are like kind of in her way. So might have been cool details, but it just seems like it all together is just a bit much. So I would have just maybe taken those coins off or not had the overall wrap coming on in the first place when you come out. I don't know. But it's a hit. So then the queens share their videos. Queen Kong does, you can come on a trip to Queen Kong Island, which is, I think she's saying like, you know, it's a trip to her head. It's crazy, you know, but it ends up coming off as a read of Drag Race. Like she's kind of making fun of her time on Drag Race because everybody knows it's very stressful and they get there and it's not like you thought it would be on TV and all this stuff. So it seems like she's kind of reading Drag Race itself, which to me is pretty funny. But overall, like the delivery of her jokes, it's like, it doesn't quite get there for me. It's a hit. Spanky's ad for Palmerston North is, it's a hit. She's ridiculous. She says, the bar's closed early, so let's go to my house. And then she gets drunk in the alleyway. And she's basically saying there's not much to do, but, you know, she has fun. And she does her thing. And she just seems fun and confident and capable. It's a hit. So Hannah's is really structured. She's a hobbit and she's shaving her toes at the beginning, and then she fights off a big duck, and then she gets exploded on the beach because it's hot. It's a hit. What's not to love about that? And she looks great. Then Molly does the Molly's party bus in Newcastle. Basically, Newcastle is dumb, but if you go party with Molly Poppins, then you will have fun. Stephanie will hold your hair back when you bark. It's a hit. And then Beverly's. I don't get Beverly's. When she was doing the rehearsal, she kept doing this low voice, and I get now that maybe it was like a Steve Irwin voice. She's a lesbian daughter looking for a sugar daddy, looking for whatever. It's a no for me. Beverly's commercial, it's a hit. No thanks. Then they get to the question of who should go home tonight, and everybody says Beverly, and she's gooped, like she has no idea. She's like, I can't believe it's me that says that. And then she says that Queen Kong should go home. So that's kind of a goop. That's a goop girl. It ends up being Queen Kong versus Beverly in the bottom. Honestly, I thought this was going to be much more of a massacre than it was. It ended up being a really strong lip sync overall. But it was really Queen Kong that was setting the pace. She's doing these acrobatics. She's really commanding the stage. She's literally like forcing herself. I'm walking. This is where I'm at. It's the epitome of that move. I'm gay. You know what I mean? I felt like Beverly had a lot of strong, focused energy, and she was really fighting, but she was taking her cues from Queen Kong. And ultimately, Queen, like she did this like backflip and then used the swooping of her gown to like swoop into Beverly's face. Like she just had the command of the stage more. But it was really an epic lip sync, and I thought they did a great job. It was really a fight. It was really a battle. Like maybe a lot of other people couldn't put up the same battle, couldn't stand up against Queen Kong in the same way. Like Beverly really held her own against Queen Kong. I'm a bowl of cherries. This has been Hits and Pits, and nobody asked me to do this. Woo! Nobody asked me to do this. Talking forever. Ooh.